Good afternoon, everybody. Hope this microphone's on. Welcome to this afternoon's Blueprint Intergovernmental Agency meeting. Thank you for joining us. We're going to get this party started. Let's see. I know Commissioner Maddox is trying to log in on WebEx, so whenever he does that, we may have a pause in the action to let him make a motion for him to participate telephonically.
So move.
Well,
You can go ahead.
Okay, preemptive. All right, perfect. So we've got a motion and a second to allow Commissioner Maddox. Who was my second?
That was me.
Okay, perfect. Commissioner Minor, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes unanimously with several people out of chambers, but Commissioner Maddox, whenever he comes in, he'll be on the phone line. All right, Mr. White, are there any agenda modifications?
Yes, Chairman, there's one agenda modification. In your agenda packet, item number 11 indicated that parcel 101 is 0.52 acres in size. It's actually less than that. An updated attachment is in front of everyone that includes an indication that that parcel 101 is 0.49 acres in size, not 0.52. So when we get to that item, the attachment that would be voted on is the one in front of you that says 0.49 acres.
All right, thank you, Mr. White. Commissioners, that information is in front. If you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, let's see. Next up, we've got citizens to be heard on non-agenda items. Do we have any, Madam Clerk?
We were trying to get them
No worries.
on. We do not.
We do not. Okay. That takes us to informational items and presentations.
We have no presentations for the board today.
Okay, perfect. Then we're going to move on to the consent agenda.
Move consent.
Second. All right, we've got a motion and a second for the consent agenda. Commissioner Proctor, I think you had some comments on some of the minutes. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Related to our
Gotcha.
Chairman, in our minutes on page 7 of 7, at our last meeting, our scrivener indicates that Commissioner Van explained that there would be no state funding available for 5 years for Orange Avenue. My question is, why don't we have that funding? And for some reason, I know Commissioner Van speaks for the state, but is there anyone else that verifies that there's not funding for 5 years for Orange Avenue? That caught me off guard when I read these minutes.
You guys want to take a shot at that? Item from the minutes?
Orange Avenue? Right, I saw that in the minutes discussed last time. I can give an update on the state status of Orange Avenue. That project has been, the design, the PD&E has been led by the state of Florida Department of Transportation. To date, they've put $4.5 million on the project, and that is primarily for the PD&E and the design, and they have initiated the design for the project. They're actively working on it.
So, suggested that lobbying the state legislature may be necessary in order for us to secure. $4 million is not going to barely get us out of the park into Drive with respect to Orange Avenue. And do we have a phantom project, Orange Avenue? Something can't kick off until 5 years. How does it occupy a top tier status? And I'm disturbed by what Orange Avenue, without no money, is merely a phantom project, occupying a top tier space, and it shouldn't. And I can't understand how could it become top tier and be there this length of period associated with Airport Gateway, Orange Avenue, Spring Hill Road. It's always been in that regional mix. And now, further west, there appears to be movement. But this decoupling of Orange Avenue from what had been projected as sort of a regional infrastructural overhaul concerns me. And I would like somebody other than Commissioner Caban to tell us the status of the state and where we at. But $4 million ain't gonna get us there. And is there money to complete this project? This is really disturbing, Chair.
You guys want to give them a status update on the state funding? Is that what you're looking for, Commissioner Proctor?
I thought that this had funding that incrementally moved beyond PD&E.
Do we anticipate more funding? I would think so.
Yeah, the state has identified $3.5 million for design on, actually, more than that, almost $4 million for design for Orange Avenue. It's also identified as a top priority project in our project priority list that comes from the Capital Region Transportation Planning Agency, and it continues to be one of the highest priorities for Leon County as messaged to DOT.
No, it's just something incongruent with something so long that's been a top priority and a low-funded project. That's very incongruent. There's been a lot of time with which money may have availed itself. We're looking at now lobbying the legislature, and I would just have to ask at another dais, county administrator, moving ahead. We had a legislative meeting the other day, and I don't know if we adopted Orange Avenue as a part of the ask wish list, but I think that we ought, and we're receiving instructions today that if we're going to move this mountain, we got to go big across the street. I'd like county commissioners to say to you, it ought be included as an addendum to matters we took up the other day. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I had one other item, Chairman.
Yes, sir. We're going to get to it in just 1 second. Commissioner Proctor, I forgot to mention it. Commissioners, we've got an item pulled number 3, so that motion on consent would be for 1 and 2, if that's cool with everybody. Cool. Commissioner Caban, you're recognized on this item. All right, perfect. Commissioners?
Mr. Chair.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Chairman, I hadn't finished.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was still asking questions. If you don't mind.
Sure, sure. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Mr. Chairman, in our minutes on the public hearing, page 5 of 7, we've got indication from Alder 24 of the 27 2020 projects are in progress. For 26, we're moving 13 projects will begin in 2026. And I guess my question is, those projects that won't begin in 2026, this is an ask for information from staff, which of those that won't catch the 2026 train, and exactly when will they get to board beginning point. And it was there, and I didn't know who got left at the station. But 9 will catch the train. And that's not clear to me. That's an information request. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Autumn, can you tell him which 9 caught the train?
Yes, I think it was 24 of 27 that would be under construction or underway, if I recall. So we're looking at College Avenue placemaking as a project that is not currently underway. FAMU entry points is also not underway.
I mean, can y'all write that and give it to us? I can't remember that long. We could get a follow-up, line of demarcation, what's on board, what, you know.
Thank you.
That's what I'm asking. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Autumn. Yes, sir. Commissioner Caban, you okay? Commissioner Cummings? Ma'am.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I just had a follow-up question as it relates to Orange Avenue construction. And I just wanted to, if I can ask Autumn or Artie, the acquisition for Orange Avenue is partially done, or has it been completed? We're doing this it's a bifurcated process.
Yeah, if I may,
Yes, ma'am.
Orange Avenue widening project, the DOT has funded the design. They have not reached a point at where the design has not advanced far enough to know what exactly the right-of-way that they will need for that project. So it's my understanding that they have not begun the right-of-way acquisition. The project just hasn't progressed to that.
So the total right-of-way has not been acquired, is that what you're saying?
That's
Part of it has, though, correct? Some segment, no, the other end. I'm looking at first end, okay. So the end that we're talking about, none of the right-of-way has been acquired?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, awesome. Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
All right,
Mr. Chair.
thank you, Commissioner Cummings. All right, Commissioners, yep,
Mr. Chairman,
go ahead.
If I might say one other thing, Commissioners, I want to point out paragraph, last full paragraph on page 4 as the context of which I'm referencing of today's informational item on the fairground space. And I look at that particular paragraph, I'll be speaking from that paragraph, so it gives a context, my understanding of where we are when we begin to talk about fairground. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right, Commissioners, we've got a motion for items 1 and 2 on consent, number 3 having been pulled. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes unanimously. We're now on item number 3. Mr. Director White, would you want to give us a little intro into that?
I can do that. Thank you, Chairman. Good afternoon, IA Board of Directors. Item number 3, as pulled from consent by Commissioner Matlow, is a status report. It's an informational item that you requested at your last meeting on the fairgrounds project. On February 29th, 2024, the IA Board accepted the master plan for the fairgrounds and initiated the design process. We began that process and we've kind of worked with both county staff and the Fair Association kind of up to this point. We're in the phase of the project now where Leon County, kind of as led by the county attorney's office, is about to begin the negotiations with the Fair Association on the lease to the property. And I believe, my understanding is that the county attorney will have an item coming back to the Board of County Commissioners, and it's to the Board of County Commissioners because the county commission is the owner of the property, to discuss those lease negotiations and kind of other questions that the Board of County Commissioners requested of the county attorney regarding the structure of the Fair Association and components of the lease. And so we are ready to support the county and the Fair Association in those negotiations. But this item is just a status report on the blueprint project itself, not anything related to the negotiation of the lease, because that's a matter of the county commission and the Fair Association kind of working on that renegotiation.
Thank you, Mr. White. Commissioner Matlow?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
I guess I'm just looking for clarification on the blueprint side of it and the county side of it. So have we already issued the bond for the funding for the blueprint investment?
If I may, Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, the IA Board approved an implementation plan in 2018 that included bond financing. Over the years, there have been, the IA Board has approved a 5-year plan that included 3 bond issuances. There was one in 22 that was issued, there was one in 24 that was issued, and then there's a planned one in 26, and that one has not yet gone through the process to be issued. They'll have to come back before this board to get resolutions. We anticipate that early next year, and then we'll go through the process of securing the funds.
Okay. And what's the process with the county's lease? I know we have, a master plan that contemplates essentially relocating the fairgrounds to another place, I don't think, based on the square footage of what's in it and what they're saying they need. So where does the blueprint project come if they don't relocate as far as investments in just the bathrooms and those sorts of things? Are we contingent on them having to relocate before we start expending funds? Or when do we get to a point where we see implementation of this project?
Like, the visible implementation of the project would not be able to occur until the lease is renegotiated. We've developed a concept diagram kind of building on the master plan that was approved by IA board. It's just a little bit of a refinement of the master plan. That'll be used by the county attorney to walk through negotiations with the Fair Association. My understanding is that the item that will come to the county commission in December will be seeking direction from the county commission on those negotiations, kind of what the parameters are. I can't speak for the county attorney in terms of like how that process is going to occur, but we are happy to support that effort. And if there are technical questions related to the design, as the county attorney goes through that process, Blueprint is available and very much in support of that effort. But in terms of actually having engineers start really doing full design and moving into construction, that will be contingent upon the lease being renegotiated.
Okay. And the project as it stands now and doesn't include the development of everything in the master plan. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And what specific items at the fairgrounds, the money that we've allocated, what does that cover?
As already mentioned, in 2024, a master plan was approved by the board. That master plan made the assumption that the fair would stay on the site. And the improvements that were included in that master plan include a new community building, renovations to the restrooms, improvements to Capitol Park, parking improvements around Gene Cox Stadium, and of course, all of the underground and stormwater infrastructure that would be required to support those types of improvements and future improvements. A lot of that depends on the actual lease negotiations, like already mentioned. The lease negotiations have always been a part of the process of this project, and that's the phase that we're in right now. So we're here to support those lease negotiations as they go through them, and of course would provide any update to the IA board after that if it requires any change.
Okay. I just think a further conversation is going to be necessary if we need to relocate the fairgrounds and be pushing for that. You know, we see the changes for the future land use of that area in the comprehensive plan. We see kind of where this conversation is going, and it seems we're talking about two different tracks, and it would be nice if we just got cohesively on one and tried to move forward with it. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Matlow. Is there any other discussion? Oh, sorry, Commissioner Parker, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioners, I frankly believe that if the midway part of the sacred ground there, carrying the midway and arcing back to the notes here on page 3 of 11, that 32 acres is the sacred ground there midway. Everybody gets hot, go to the fair, 32 acres. 4 acres are for extension office, counted in total number 119. We have 7 acres is leased to Leon County Schools. So, Chairman, we got an abundance of over 50 acres that if, in fact, the fair is just too sacred to reposition to another part of this huge lot, to lend itself to moving to another corner of the lot. But there's in excess of 50 acres that ain't sacred. It's not used, not school board, there's not extension office. So I think that an approach to this discussion about this dirt ought to keep in mind that we're talking about 50-some acres. Now, I really believe that there ought to be a big picture conversation. We've had some Saturday mornings over at Jack McLean Park, and people come in and look at the markup thingies. I don't want this to be a process similar to TMH Hospital in the city. There's a big picture that ought to have universities involved, our school district, the state of Florida, and the building that we conceive, it ought to have universality, which all of the exercises of work, university, state government functions can be undergirded, and these enterprises can be empowered. This is the opportunity that we have, but the scope of the conversation is not equal to the vision which I have shared, some of us at the table have shared. There's been, includes, I guess, county, Ms. Dawson told us that Blueprint could not and would not renegotiate with the Fairground Association. Nevertheless, there have been meetings and conversations with the Fairground Association, I believe, with Blueprint. If I'm wrong, tell me. But the county and the Blueprint with the money, and the issue with the amount of money, we're not going to disperse $30 million to the Fair Association with no understanding of who exercises the governance over this investment. See, that part. And for some reason, there's too much tippy-toeing. There's just too much silence around central themes that have not been worked out. I did speak with Gaston County's commissioners in learning of their interests. And if the fair is to be relocated, their desire to offer spaces that could accommodate a North Florida fair. I spoke with others who represent that county, and it was affirmed the same interest points. These things have not been articulated, and I think that they should, and there's just been slow movement. I am aware, as you are, that we're looking at a broken entity with which the county is to negotiate, and if not broken, one which is going through transition as after their board is resigned. And mission, their vision of what this possibly can be without anyone losing ground. We're not trying to take nothing. God, today we open another fair, and all of those outdoor toilets are still there. The fair opens today, runs till the 16th, 10 days, and the rest of the time, spiders will be down there playing up in the corner of the bathrooms. We got to do better, and we got to move faster. So to our staff at the county, I am asking for a vision that includes how this facility can help with conferences. Heard Commissioner Williams Cox talk about this issue, conferencing. We just got to get conferencing for the state capital of our third largest state. We don't have the facility. That's what we're talking about. And we're too casual. I'm asking that everybody get a little more giddy up in our stride, that part. Thanks, staff, for this effort. We got to get more giddy up. I've been at the table 20 years on one project. I don't know how long what you waiting on. Some projects like Bannerman can just jump up and haul in ass down the street. This right here is taking too long. And the minds at the table, the minds in this room are much too capable that the progress has been this ineffective. So I'm suggesting to all of us that this project, which has transformative potential to move Tallahassee in its totality, FSU needs somewhere to have some conference, FAMU need it, TSC need it, we need it, whole community needs this. And we got $30 million. Legislature is going to be open another 40 days. We need to get on top of this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm begging on you all to let's get busy. Then finally, the phasing of this project being based upon our negotiations with the Fair Association, something's ridiculous about this. We need to find out what it's going to be, and we're not going to be phasing, work this out, then come back out 18 months and phase something else. No, 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 no. We need a great picture, but right now we are too disjunctive. And I'm asking and encouraging us, carry this pail of water forever. And I'm surely disappointed that among the things, we have gotten together and gotten a hospital and a medical school together and have come to resolution for something far more complex, but a vision shared, synchronized by multiple parties. But this escapes our ability. No, it doesn't. It escapes our will. And I'm asking all of you to redouble commitment. We can get a hospital transferred. We ought to be able to get an empty piece of dirt transferred and visualize what it can do for our future. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Proctor. I share your concerns with that site, and I think the tip of the spear is the county administrator and his negotiation of that lease, and so that, I think we'll have a lot more conversations about this at the county, and then those conversations should lead to some conversation over here about how we deploy that money, whether it's on that site. Well, I think we need a legislative assist, some compulsion from the legislature before we can do anything with the Fair Association leaving that site. But I agree with some of the sentiment that's been shared. There's probably better uses of that site. It's really a treasured site in Leon County. And on that note, welcome to the fair, which starts today at the North Florida Fairgrounds. Y'all go out and enjoy it while it's there. All right, anything else, commissioners, on number 3? Seeing no other conversation, all those in favor of moving consent item number 3 signify by saying aye. Aye. Passes unanimously. We are on general business. Mr. White.
Thank you, Chairman. I believe we.
Mr. Chair, I just want to let you know I'm on and I voted in favor of the last item.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Commissioner Maddox. And just holler at me if you want to say anything, okay?
I believe we may have a public speaker.
Yes, sir.
We'll confirm, and then Autumn has a very short presentation.
Okay. Do we have any speakers on item number 4?
We do not.
We do not.
Did the WebEx?
Okay.
He's contacted us and said he's having trouble joining, so we're going to try to get him in, but I can go ahead.
Okay, you can go ahead and start with your presentation, and then if he pops in there, we can bring him online.
Oh, is he in? Oh,
Okay, go ahead.
Our speaker is Bill McCulley. Mr. McCulley, you have 3 minutes. Name and address for the record, please.
Mr. McCulley, are you there?
I am. Yes,
ahead, you
sir,
have
I
3 minutes.
am. I just wanted to audit the meeting. I didn't plan on speaking. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. McCulley. Director Calder? Go ahead.
right, excellent. Okay, this agenda item is seeking IA Board approval of resolutions which authorize the acquisition of 4 parcels from 2 private property owners for the construction of the Northeast Gateway Project, which is Wilani Boulevard. Phase 1 of the project is already in construction, with the roadway south of I-10 completing construction this time next year, and the bridge over I-10 completing in 2027. The parcels identified in this agenda item are necessary for Phase 2, which is scheduled to be in construction by the end of 2026. These are the last 2 privately held properties that are needed for the intersection improvements at Wilani Boulevard and Roberts Road. This is where we're going to be building the large 5-legged roundabout. And the acquisition area does not impact any structures, and as such, there are no residential relocations or business relocations. Again, we're seeking the IA Board's approval on the resolutions to maintain our project schedule and move this project into construction next year. So next slide, please. So our recommendation is option 1, which is to approve resolution numbers 2025-03, 2025-04, 2025-05, and 2025-06. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Calder. Commissioners, is there a motion? All right, we've got a motion for staff recommendation by the vice chair and a second from the mayor. We're in discussion. Commissioners, is there any discussion?
Mr. Chair.
Oh, you want to
That's fine.
go first?
Just a quick
Go ahead.
question. Autumn, so it's my understanding from our briefing the other day that, or already, that negotiations will still continue as we go through the eminent domain process, negotiations with the property owners.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
yes, sir. That's my understanding as well. This is like our permission to continue those negotiations, which could go on for a while, right? Potentially. Yes, Commissioner Matlow.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My question was just on the conversations with the property owners to date. How have those conversations gone?
Director Calder, you want to
Sure.
sum that up for him?
Absolutely. The property owners, one of the property owners, the roughly 4.5 acres that were needed, we've been meeting with them since the PD&E for Northeast Gateway. A couple of kitchen table meetings, and then also including their attorney representation. We made an offer to them, I think it was a little over a year ago, and we have not received a counter offer. So this just kind of keeps us moving forward according to the project schedule. The other property owner, we've also had years of conversations. They've all been amenable, but there has never been a counteroffer presented to the offer that we made, which was over 2 years ago. We have a right-of-way acquisition team that involves our acquisition agents that have decades of experience, and they've been the main contact with these property owners, and they have an excellent reputation and maintain really positive working relationships with property owners.
Okay, thank you. My opposition to this segment has been longstanding, and I'm not a big supporter of eminent domain action without negotiation, so I'll be voting against it. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Matlow. Any other, Commissioner Porter, and then, okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm on the same page. Once we build this, and I understand we're moving forward, we are locking ourselves into a pattern of suburban development that counters every stated goal we have as local governments to build neighborhoods that are connected, to get people out of their cars. In 5 years after this is built, it's going to be jammed up just like the other roads. Nothing's going to change unless we create a city where people don't depend on their cars to get everywhere. So I just think this is counter to adaptive urbanism and every goal that we have. There's features of this that I support and that I like, but ultimately I just think this is a build it and hope that they will come plan, hoping that we will be able to pay for this with the tax base that this might create. I don't think we're ever going to recoup the cost through that tax base. This kind of infrastructure is so expensive to build and to maintain that I just can't support it. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Porter. Commissioner Proctor.
Mr. Chairman, staff, I'd like to know, is annexation associated with this eminent domain? Is it anticipated annexation of this area? Or is it already city?
The process for annexing property would be a completely separate process. So it's not contemplated as part of the eminent domain process.
Is this intersection already in the city?
A portion of it is this up to the intersection, but not all of the properties on the intersection. The city limit lines are right at the intersection.
Right. Does the county, will the county be conferred with prior to this annexation? It seems like some overlap, city, county, these owners. How does the county phase into this development?
Should there be a request for a voluntary annexation, that request goes to both the Board of County Commissioners and the City Commission.
Right. Sort of consistent with Commissioner Matlow's inquiry. The only one effort in 1 year has been made to reach the representatives for owners. What makes this? What triggered eminent domain? What threshold has been reached? Why are we at eminent domain and couldn't get this resolved through negotiation And is there a demarcated basis for when eminent domain triggers?
Sure, yeah. If I may, Chair?
Yes, ma'am, you speak freely.
Thank you. Yeah, we have our agents, our right-of-way agents maintain a contact log for each of the times that they've reached out and spoke with the property owners or their representatives. And we have contact logs for both of these acquisitions. And it illustrates several years of contacts back and forth talking about the acquisition, specifically even since the offers were made. Lots of reaching out, lots of talking, but no landing of a settled agreement. We do have a project schedule, and one of our main charge is to build these projects that are approved by the IA board. And when we get to the point where we need to meet that project schedule and the owners we haven't landed on a negotiated price, then we will bring an item to the IA board for your consideration to approve a resolution to take this to an order of taking. The board has the right to do the eminent domain process. It's not the first thing we jump to, but sometimes it is necessary to keep the project moving forward to meet the public purpose of the projects themselves. Something like this is a regional mobility advancement for our community, as well as many of the other projects that we have in the Blueprint program.
So talks have occurred, telephone conversations and coffee sit-downs, and you have a log of, so there's been a breaking down verbally, unable to come to an agreement. That's what you're saying. I mean, the negotiation team, I really want to know, how do we jump to eminent domain from, I know all those people. I can talk to any of them personally. I mean, I'm not bragging. I don't understand what it is that I got that your office paid can't talk. I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot. I just don't know how we get to eminent domain. We know all of these people.
Right, absolutely. Sometimes the order of taking process is the last piece to be able to get us to a negotiated settlement. But our right-of-way manager, Derek Brown, is here. I'd be happy to bring him up to talk a little bit more about our process. He might be able to help out.
Derek? No, you don't want to hear from Derek?
No. I mean,
I think they have a conversation with them. They just haven't responded to our offer.
I think that's correct.
Okay.
Just for clarification, the offer was made, there's been subsequent conversation, so it wasn't just a one-time conversation. Just what it is, it's a fairly common strategy used by some eminent domain attorneys to have the process proceed into kind of beginning the eminent domain conversation before they want to come back with a counteroffer. So this is kind of not an uncommon situation. We are hopeful that by starting the process, it'll then kind of trigger their legal representation to begin kind of the negotiation process with us. But it's fairly common for eminent domain attorneys to kind of wait for this moment to occur to then start reaching back out. So, but it's not for any lack of staff not reaching out and not having conversations with the property owners and their counsel when they're represented. Hopefully that clarifies a little bit.
Okay, thank you. I want to ask, Autumn, you said that there's a schedule that's the catalyst for what intensifies the need for eminent domain. There's a schedule that's driving this. Is that accurate? I heard you right.
Correct.
Okay. Commissioners, this is exactly the point that Autumn makes to us, that there is a schedule here up in the Northeast that just makes it, let's hustle. Let's get this done. We're on a schedule. And there's no such thing applied to Fairground. There's no such thing driving nothing in other areas, southern, western. This is a great point. Lesson gained that we are scheduling, and to the extent that eminent domain is being triggered, and because we've got that schedule, I don't know how long you allow the owners to muddle around, but it may not be about them. When you have a schedule, we have a schedule. We got a schedule. So if they've not responded in time certain for our schedule, then we move forward. I wish we had this kind of energy, this kind of schedule, this kind of catalyst that moved forward on the fairground, the project. But it's a schedule, Commissioner Madlow. Schedule, artificial thing. These 40 cities ain't got no schedule Friday, but we got a schedule. In spite of 40 cities ain't got air service weekend. So I appreciate you allowing even me to talk, Mr. Chairman, who's unscheduled.
You're always scheduled, Commissioner Proctor. Commissioner Cummings.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to thank you guys for all the hard work that you all have done. I see where several appraisals have been done on the property, and I too am disappointed that the property owners haven't agreed to sell. One of the, well, I guess it's not a good thing, but I think a positive thing is that nobody's being displaced. There are no homes or businesses on these 4 parcels of property. And also, I echo Autumn's statement that it's just part of the, really part of the process, Commissioner Proctor. Having been an eminent domain attorney myself for a number of years, it's sort of negotiation strategy. In many instances, once the order of taking is entered by the judge, individuals will come to the table. And so I understand that process. I think all of us have some concern when we are talking about property owners, property being taken against their will. But in many instances, when it's prolonged, they all have counsel, because under the statute, counsel is paid by the condemning authority. So Blueprint will be paying their attorney fees as well, but it's part of the strategy. So I have all the confidence in our Blueprint attorney. They've done this process a long time, and I don't believe at the end of the day there will be any hard feelings from the property owner standpoint. They're all represented by counsel, and it's just strategy. All it is. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Commissioner Minor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll be quick. I'm not an eminent domain attorney like Commissioner Cummings is, but...
But you slept at a Holiday Inn last night.
Exactly. I didn't do that either, but I did speak with our staff quite a bit about this particular issue during our briefing, and went through the process of this and the steps that they've taken up to this point and reaching out to the landowners. And I have confidence that they know what they're doing. They with a process like this, they've got the experience, they've got the legal counsel, and so I've got full faith that they're going through the right process, reaching out to the landowners appropriately, and negotiating their forth. So I'm going to be supporting the motion on the table, and want to thank staff for their work.
Thank you, Commissioner Minor. I obviously represent this area and know these constituents quite well, and they have not burned my door down complaining about the process that staff has employed as we have well litigated this issue in this room over my short time here. So yeah, thank you, staff, for your continued work on that, Madam Attorney. All right. Yes, sir, go ahead.
Sure. I just wanted to mention that at least one of the property owners has been involved in the Blueprint process since the very beginning. Right. We were on the committee together. And so I'm sure her counsel is advising her just to go through the process. And because she understands the nature of what we're trying to accomplish. I'm sure would want to be cooperative in that. So I'm voting for the measure as well.
Thank you. All right, Commissioners, seeing no further commentary or discussion, all those in favor, yeah, we're going to do a voice vote on item number 4. Thank you, Madam Attorney. Madam Clerk? Oh, we had one, I thought, didn't we? Commissioner Richardson, you seconded it.
You second.
That's a motion, Commissioner, or Mr. Vice Chair, second by Mayor Daley. Madam Clerk?
Mayor Daley?
Yes.
Commissioner Matlow,
Nay?
Commissioner Porter,
Nay.
Commissioner Richardson,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams-Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Caban,
Yes.
Commissioner Cummings,
Yes.
Commissioner Minor,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Keefe,
Nay.
Commissioner Proctor,
Yes.
Commissioner Welch,
Yes.
and Commissioner Maddox.
Aye.
All right, thank you, commissioners. We are now on item number 5. Are there any speakers on that item?
No, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Chairman, I move the item.
All right, we've got a motion for item number 5. Is there a
I
second?
second, Mr. Chair.
We have a multitude of seconds. I'll take Commissioner Cummings on that. So we've got a motion and a second. We're in discussion. Is there any presentation by staff, or is it pretty self-explanatory? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr.
Yeah,
Chairman.
we think we're good.
And,
Commissioner
and,
Rich.
and I understand the recommendation of staff and certainly agree with it. But I have to tell you all, I am just so disappointed in the fact that we have not moved forward with this project. In all the years that I've been on the city commission, it was one of the first projects that I advocated for when I learned that in that area, there were more calls for service and longer response times than any other area of the county. And we've worked hard to try to get this done. Of course, with the disagreement over the fire services fee, we had to eliminate this project. And I just want the citizens of that area who pay part of that fee to know that they have had an advocate for getting that done. And I'm just disappointed that we're at a point where, I mean, like I said, I understand that this can't be done out of blueprint money, but we need to get that done for the citizens in that area who rely on fire services from the city. So I just wanted to make that point.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Vice Chair. You're welcome. Commissioner Caban.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Commissioner Richardson, I actually agree with your sentiment. And I think, from my perspective, it's been pretty clear. I think Station 17 is warranted and it is needed. The difference here is, why are we spending $34 million for a fire station when surrounding communities are building 4 or 5 fire stations for the same cost? And I think that is the principle of what we are talking about. I think we could build a high-quality fire station that delivers those needs and do it in a way that lines up with the consistent cost around communities very close to us. Going back, I know we don't need to open up this debate, but in documents right now that we have reviewed with the county attorney, it says that that fire station was supposed to be operating in 2023. And so I don't think the delay of it has anything to do with our current dispute. From my understanding, this fire station should have been up and operating by the end of the previous contract that the city had with the county. And so I understand now that we're kind of going through the motions on this and the attorneys are disputing, but I will say this again, the county made multiple good faith efforts with the city to work this out. And the city settled at 10% an increase on the fire services fee when we proposed 17%. Mr. Mayor, I'm speaking. Thank you. So we offered 17%. That was the counter. And you guys settled at 10%. And you said, Mr. Mayor, that the county didn't understand the fire services
Mr. Mayor,
fee.
please let Commissioner Caban speak. Go ahead.
So listen, again, the attorneys are working it out, but Commissioner Richardson, I agree with you. The fire station is needed. But building a $34 million fire station that's going to have a community center and as part of it, to me, is not prioritizing the fire services. So I want to know, I do agree with your sentiment, and I hope that the attorneys can work it out, and this is something that we can come back to. And thank you, staff, for preparing this effort. I also want to point out that this is an applicable fund that Blueprint could spend the money on. it's a legal use of the sales tax dollars, which was also stated in the city commission workshop that it was not a legal use of funding. And so I appreciate staff clarifying this particular issue, and I'm looking forward to seeing how we move forward in the future. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Caban. Commissioner Matlow.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
And I would like to say, we really should not relitigate the issue. I think that, sorry to interrupt you, Commissioner Matlow, but I think to Commissioner Richardson's point, I think we all are frustrated by the process and the reality of the situation. But this item is dealing with, our ability to fund this out of Blueprint, which we could do, but we can't do, okay? I think we all appreciate that we don't have the money to do that. So I'm confident that these station improvements will get done sooner rather than later.
Before the next house.
Yeah, for sure. Let's hope so. Commissioner Matlow, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I will support the motion. I don't think this should be funded from Blueprint at this time, but we do need to correct the record on, sometimes making progress requires compromise. And the first offer we received from the county fully funded these stations, and that was rejected by the city. So, the only people who lost here are the constituents that need fire services in our community. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mayor Daley, you're not recognized. I get it. We don't want to relitigate the issue. We've talked about this, so let's please avoid that if we can to keep the mayor happy. Go ahead, Commissioner Matlow.
Sure, and I mean, obviously, it's germane to the issue of how we fund this, whether it's city funds through the fire services. I understand it's uncomfortable for the mayor based on positions he's taken in the past. That doesn't mean it's not public policy that's appropriate to discuss at this board. But no further comments. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Commissioners, please, let's keep it cordial. Let everybody speak. Let's don't rehash these issues that we've all discussed ad nauseum, I think, at this point. So please, let's don't point out anybody's rejection of anything else again. Commissioner Williams-Cox.
That's exactly where I was going. This is not the place nor the time for this discussion. It is not germane to the item, the Blueprint item, to open up negotiations or discussions that are happening in other places. The community is already confused on many things that we do. The last thing we need to do is for folks to tune in to Blueprint and hear us talk about the building of who said what and who shot John. That is not why we're here. We're here to deal with the agenda before us and not call anyone out. So let's deal with that. Let's remain civil, and let's move this agenda. So I'm calling the question.
All right. We have a motion to call the question from Commissioner Williams-Cox, second from Commissioner Caban. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nay.
Passes unanimously. Let's take a
Did it
vote.
pass unanimously?
Oh, it did not?
No,
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
voting against calling the question.
Okay, so we have a vote against calling the question from Commissioner Porter. We need to have a voice vote?
Mr. Chair, yes, and it requires a two-thirds vote,
Right,
too.
right,
So
right.
let's do the roll call.
Mayor Daley,
Yes.
Commissioner Matlow,
Yes.
Commissioner Porter,
Nay.
Commissioner Richardson, Commissioner Williams-Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Caban, Commissioner Cummings,
Yes.
Commissioner Minor,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Keefe,
Yes.
Commissioner Proctor, Commissioner Welch,
Yes.
and Commissioner Maddox.
Yes.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to call the question. So now let's have a vote on note number 5 as moved by Commissioner Richardson and seconded by Commissioner Cummings. I guess we'll do another voice vote if that's okay.
Mayor Daley,
Yes.
Commissioner Matlow,
Yes.
Commissioner Porter,
Aye.
Commissioner Richardson,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams-Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Caban, Commissioner Cummings,
Yes.
Commissioner Minor,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Keefe,
Yes.
Commissioner Proctor,
Yes.
Commissioner Welch,
Yes.
and Commissioner Maddox.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. We are now on Director discussion items, I believe. Is that correct, Mr. Director?
That's correct.
Are there any Commissioner discussion items? We'll just go around the table as we do. Yes, Commissioner Porter, you want to start us off?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome.
I wanted to ask staff if they could send an email with just additional information and an update on all uses of eminent domain for Bannerman and Wilani, just if I could get that in an email.
Got it? Just any use of eminent domain for the
For Bannerman and Wilani.
Yeah, this is the first for both projects. So,
Okay.
I mean, we can answer that right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, everything else has been, settled, resolved, or purchased, voluntary purchase.
Okay, but I would still like that information. Or I guess if it wasn't eminent domain, the parcels that we acquired.
Can I just clarify?
Sure, go
that?
ahead.
Would you just like a right-of-way status update? on
Sure.
Projects?
Sure, thank you.
Perfect. Is that it, Commissioner Porter? Awesome. Anybody else? Commissioner O'Keefe?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a question about where we are in the updating of our strategic targeted industries study. I believe we're partway through the process, and I noted, as we saw in the news and as we've seen consistently, as we've been successful recruiting advanced manufacturing. One thing we've talked about a lot in our meetings is that healthcare is currently one of them, but I'm not seeing a lot of applications come in for healthcare, and that I would love to see that. We could create jobs, economic activity, and meet a community need. And so I wanted to know where we are in the updated targeted industry, correct me if I'm not using the right term, targeted industry study, and if it looks like healthcare is still on there, and what might be in there be considered to either attract more applications or incentivize that.
Absolutely. I'll ask Daryl Jones if he happens to know the status of the targeted industry study. I know it's anticipated to come back to the IA board, I believe, early to mid next year, but he may have. If not, we'll make sure we get that information.
All right, Commissioner O'Keefe, I think. I'm sorry, Mr. Jones. Going to give us an update on that?
Board of Directors members, it is currently being procured through city purchasing. And we're waiting for collecting responses, and at which time we'll then provide the evaluation and provide that update to the board.
And so it's being procured now, and then the process will be occurring through next week.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Commissioner Williams-Cox.
Thank you. I'd like to extend congratulations to Keith Bowers in his absence in being named as one of Florida's 500 most influential business leaders.
Yeah.
And I think that's very,
Economic development.
we've actually seen the results of the hard work that he and his staff put in. So just want to congratulate him on that achievement.
Yeah, I'm pumped about Operation Vertigo. I did a little research on that. Sounds pretty awesome at the airport. So, as a matter of fact, do we have any idea when we might hear more information about that, Mr. Jones?
I
You can tell me?
answer that. So
Yeah.
Project Vertigo, the decision regarding that is anticipated to be December 2025. So
Soon.
basically next month is when we anticipate. I don't believe, but it's possible that some of the government shutdown may delay some of that if there's federal funding involved. But that's what the schedule was when we submitted the proposal.
Well,
December of this year.
I think that's exciting, even as a consideration for our community. It sounds like a really incredible impact at the airport where we want that. So kudos to Keith and Daryl and the whole shop at OEV for continuing to be awesome. Anything else, Commissioners? Commissioner O'Keefe, you have anything else? All right. All right, Commissioners, thank you for trying to hold it together there in this short meeting. Mr. Mayor, I think we didn't even go the over-under, man. Right on the nose. All right, Commissioners, with that being said, Mr. Jones, yes, sir.
One correction, please. We have already procured the services and are now presently in phase 2 with those negotiations.
That was for the targeted industry.
For the targeted
Yes,
industry
yes.
study.
All right, you got it, Mr.
Thank you.
Jones. Mr. Mayor, we hit the over now. All right, thank you. I think we are adjourned.